friends, and welcome to my channel. My name's EJ Marino, and this is About Last Night, the show where I talk about the movie I saw last night. We are diving into a brand new review today of the horror film Underwater. Another January horror release. How does this film stack up against The Grudge, a film I did not like? Well, thankfully, Underwater, I think, is a much better film with tighter editing, a great overall visual, just vibe to it. The aesthetic of this film is gorgeous, and the soundtrack, the sound design is impressive. Overall, I'm happy to say that not every film this January is going to be a dud because I really liked Underwater. This is a great example of what happens when you walk into a film with low expectations and just let everything wash over you. I was so happy that each turn, each twist in this movie, I said, wow, I did not expect that, or, oh, this is pretty tense. Every time I thought they would go a different bad route, they stayed on track and kept going at a great pace with some great acting and some overall great atmosphere. That's the biggest thing I walked away from this film with, is it's so moody, tense, and atmospheric. I enjoy that so much. When the reviews started to pour in for this movie, I kept saying one thing. Oh, it's Alien Underwater. Alien Underwater. Oh my god, this is an Alien ripoff. If you think this movie is an Alien ripoff, you need to see more movies, because this movie has so many more elements of so many more films. There's The Descent in here. There's just The Abyss. There's a little bit of Deep Blue Sea. Come on, Alien, that's the only reference y'all can make because it's a cool nerdy movie you liked back in the day. Come on, do something better with your film criticism, because this movie, just to lazily compare it to Alien, is bad. Because all those comparisons, I would see that, and there's little things in this movie where I'm like, oh, well, that's supposed to be the face hugger, but it's not. Oh, that's gonna be the xenomorph. Oh, but it's not. There's so much in this movie that I think, hell, actually let the people compare it to Alien, because it's gonna let you go in thinking it's gonna be one movie and it delivers another. I am so happy that this isn't just some ripoff of a cool movie from the 70s. This is trying to do its own thing. Sure, it has a badass female lead. Sure, there's weird creatures that we don't really see a lot. Yeah, there's stuff that's easily comparable if you're lazy to something like Alien. But dig deeper. I think this reminds me more of The Descent, that claustrophobia, but at the same time making the vast openness scary. The way they hid their creatures until the very end. Well, we see them sporadically. It's not one of those things you don't see the monsters at all. No, we see them throughout, and then the final act comes and they really they save it for you. They do so good edging you to that, where you're like, okay, I'm tense. Ooh, I saw them. Ooh, I saw them. Oh, I'm seeing it all, and I love something like that. And I don't think that happens in Alien, really. You have the xenomorph kind of stalking them the whole time. Then you have the big end, or aliens, oh my god. I just was so upset to hear this, lazy comparison to a movie that's easily comparable. I get it. But dig deeper, because this movie has so much more to it. Like I said, the Deep Blue Sea elements with weird aquatic underwater base, the Abyss with the sci-fi, with the atmosphere, with that little bit of a technology to it. I really liked what this movie had to offer. It's not perfect, but to compare it to another movie that you're like, oh, it's kind of like that, don't do that. Don't, be better. Underwater follows a pretty simple plot of a team trying to make it from one side of the base to the other. The only problem is they're in the Marina Trench, which is deep down there, and I love that because I have a big fear of going underwater in that vast openness, and they played with that fear so well. They don't overuse it. You're not outside. The crew here, led by Kristen Stewart's character, they're not underwater in this dark kind of gravity vibe the whole time. No, they're in little bases. They're in little submarine kind of things. I like that. I think that was so kind of again, I didn't expect that. So to see it not just overuse a gimmick, I was really happy by that. And I really think this was a really cool story to see this kind of team have to work together. They flesh out the characters as best as they could. It's a horror movie, a low budget horror movie that's pretty quick. We're not going to get three-dimensional characters, but they're not these flat caricatures of people. They're kind of well-rounded, I'll say two-dimensional people. There's enough here that I get people's characters. When Kristen Stewart punches somebody in the face near the end, I'm like, well yeah, her character would do that because that's how she is. I really liked the whole crew, the whole thing, except for one. Alright, this is going to be my controversial moment in this review. I don't like TJ Miller. I don't find him funny. I think he's cute as hell. I would make him baby daddy. I get that. but his like comedy in here especially, it threw me off. This was a pretty intense horror film, and then to go to comedy moments like that, like, you know what, let's go back to that Alien comparison. What if we threw Gene Wilder in Alien? What if we threw Amy Poehler in The Descent? What? That's what it felt like having him in this movie. While I laughed at a couple of the jokes, I got a chuckle out of some of the jokes. Overall, he distracted. So the moment he like isn't making as many jokes, you're like, ah, now we're here for the more intense ride, and that's the ride I loved. I really don't have much else to say about Underwater. I think this is a fun, quick, intense ride. Is it gonna reinvent the wheel? No, look, we've seen movies like this. Not just Alien though, but we've seen movies like this. So I think this is a fun, like, time at the movies. Get like a big bucket of popcorn, eat this up, jump scare a couple times, and you will enjoy yourself fully. I had a good time. I think you'll have a good time. So that is it for my review of Underwater. What did you guys think of this review? What do you guys think of Underwater? Are you going to be checking this out? Check it out for Kristen Stewart alone. She has like the hottest look she's ever had. Love it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Make sure you give me a thumbs up because YouTube takes those way too seriously. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel because I make videos like this every single week. Alright guys, let's talk about Underwater down below.